When I think of Pistol Pete, I never thought of him as like one of my top 10 elite point guards. And recently I've been studying some of the greats. My opinion on Larry Bird has completely changed. As I always thought that he was just like that token white boy basketball player that people would hype up. And then I went and watched some of the old tapes and realized that even his foes speak of him of great respect and some even fear, which I respect. And seeing his game, I respect someone who's not athletically inclined like your typical NBA player would be, but beat you with his brains and straight up skill. That's the type of person I root for, when I watch sports. So I have he's moved way up the list in terms of where I had him ranked prior, and I'm trying to see if the same thing happens with Pistol Pete here, who many of you have in your top 10 point guards, but me, I've always also graded people based on the point guards they played against, not just because they were innovators. Like, the era of the point guard league, where you got these super point guards like Damian Lillard, Steve Nash, Tony Parker, Allen Iverson, whenever he decided to play the point guard. Of course, Steph Curry, Jason Kidd, Derrick Rose, Westbrook, Kyrie Irving. The list goes on of the super point guard era. That a lot of the stuff that he started, these players added that to their game. So, but that doesn't put you automatically in my top 10, in terms of point guards. But I'd be curious to know where he ranks in yours. But what I'm going to do is watch a little bit of his gameplay. And it's Pete Pistol Maravich's greatest NBA game ever, 68 points versus the Knicks. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and check this one out.
And I'm Andy Musser along with Cal Ramsey here in the Superdome, and tonight the Knicks are facing the New Orleans Jazz, and of course that spells Pete Maravich. He had the biggest single game of anybody against the Knicks this year, 39 points. Who's going to stop him, Cal?
I don't know who's going to stop him. I think Clyde might get the assignment. Maravich playing great basketball, particularly here at home.
And by the way, I know I miss like Gary Payton, Isaiah Thomas, Magic Johnson. The list goes on in terms of super point guards, but you guys kind of get my point.
Game of anybody against the Knicks this year, 39 points. Who's going to stop him, Cal?
I don't know who's going to stop him. I think Clyde might get the assignment. Maravich playing great basketball, particularly here at home.
There's the Pistol. He has really had some outstanding games against the Knicks. One time last year, the Pistol pumped in 45. He leads the NBA with an average of 29.8, but against the Knicks, he has scored 39, 38, and 28 points. We are underway.
Because they set a lot of picks out there for Pete Maravich.
McElroy fakes the stutter move. Here is a pass off from to the baseline.
Nice.
That is good by the Pistol as he gets his
point guard going to the rack. I love it.
first field goal and a foul on Tom McMillan.
Well, that time Pistol moving without the basketball. He comes along the baseline. Clyde gets caught behind the screen. You'll watch here. McMillan switches over to help out. McAdoo switches over to help out. And the foul is called. I didn't see who hit him, but they called the foul. Knicks shooting cold right now. They're getting very good shots, but they're not falling for them.
Clyde almost gets a steal at midcourt. Here's a Maravich.
Wide open, no defense.
Pistol Pete.
Where's the D?
And he's got 5 points already, and New Orleans now by 3. Here's a Frazier jump shot. It is off the back iron, no good. Maravich rebounds. The Pistol, who is about set to negotiate a new contract with New Orleans.
Money.
Score. 7 points for Pistol.
He's in pretty good negotiating position, too, leading the league in scoring right now.
After the game, the Knicks have a charter flight back.
I don't know. Is it me or, I've been watching some old tapes of the NBA, like some of the old Michael Jordan Bulls tapes that they have on YouTube here. Figured I'd bring you guys along with this one, with my journey on this one in terms of learning. If there's anybody out there that want to see it, but I like the slow pace in terms of how they sit and set up the play and how they take their time with it. I kind of like this more so than the fast pace, up and down, shooting the 3-point at the half court line. What do you guys think?
New York, here's a Maravich shot on the left. It's good.
Well, the Knicks having a tough time defending against Pistol Pete right now. Clyde is guarding him, but he's going to have to get help from the big man when he makes his move down the lane.
Pete Maravich. Maravich.
No three-point line either.
His 7th year from LSU.
Boy, he is an offensive machine.
13 points in the quarter already. Maravich, he's double-teamed and can't shoot. Gets it back to EC. He's not really a scorer. EC is basically a defensive forward. So the pistol lets it fly, and he hits. No shot is too long for Maravich.
Well, it's going to be an offensive show here. It's shaping up now. Pistol Pete and Bob McAdoo.
Well, he'd have 60 if he kept on going.
The beauty of it not having a three-point line and someone being creative enough to say, you know what, I don't need to be that close to the rim to score. What if I can score this far away, even before you were rewarded for doing it? You have to give credit where credit is due in terms of that. I'm not saying that Pistol Pete was the first to start shooting from the range before a three-point line. You guys can probably educate me on that one. But it's something that a lot of people wouldn't think. They'd be like, okay, the closer I am to the rim, the higher the chance I have of making the shot, you know, especially if I can get a layup in. But then you got other people that just started knocking it down from afar for no reason.
The way he is right now, he's got 15, and we still have 2.5 to go in the quarter. Earlier this year, we had a shootout between Maravich and Monroe in a game at the Garden.
Oof.
First time the Jazz was in. Oh, there's a foul on Beard. Pistol Pete.
I like the move. Hold up.
We still have 2.5 to go in the quarter. Earlier this year, we had a shootout between Maravich and Monroe in a game at the Garden. First time
Shook his draws.
the Jazz was in. Oh, there's a foul on Beard. Pistol Pete really played Butch like a fiddle that time.
He was moving very well to get his shot off that time.
McAdoo goes down to the baseline, shoots over top EC Coleman, but it's no good. And Maravich takes the rebound away from Ronnie Sheldon, up to Coleman. Score it!
The court vision. Okay, I'm seeing it.
And the Jazz jump up by 11. Sit down, Red. That time, up until now, Murph hadn't said anything, but this time he pointed at Red and said, a seat. Maravich. Boy, he's got all kinds
that's
of moves.
poetry.
What move doesn't this guy
That's
have?
poetry
He
right
can do
there.
it.
That's
I don't know how you
beautiful.
stop a guy like that. You have to have help. And right now, the Knicks aren't able to do anything with it.
21 points for the Pistol right now. The Pistol fires. Oh, come on, come on.
Damn.
Ridiculous. Williams speeding
Hold
off.
up, man. You know, when you feeling it, you feeling it.
Points for the Pistol right now. The Pistol fires. Oh, come on, come on.
You're gonna hope before, you know, when you just feel like you just can't miss. All right, it doesn't happen all the time, but you just feel like you can't miss.
That's ridiculous. Williams speeding off the drive. Here's Maravich. They got it to the guy they want. Pistol in and out of the lane.
Beautiful.
A 21-point
I
lead.
love his ability to shoot off balance.
49 to 28. 13 points for McAdoo.
Now the Knicks have given Dean Memminger the task of trying to contain.
Okay, so if I'm gonna be objective towards myself, one of the things that I admire about his gameplay is his intelligence, his ability to see the floor, his ability to know when to make the right play and when to take over the game. This has always been one of my biggest critiques of LeBron James in terms of being too much of a team player and relying too much on his team to get the things done, especially in crunch time. Which is why he's never been my favorite player, just one of my favorite players of all time, even though I'm from Cleveland. You know, like when he played for Cleveland, Dwayne Wade was my favorite player. All right, Dwayne Wade, every time he gets the ball, he's all heart. Okay, he doesn't care who's in front of him. He doesn't care who he's guarding. I'm talking about the young Dwayne Wade. I was just a big fan of players that have heart. That's why I like Larry Bird now. You know what I mean? Like I look at Larry Bird, I'm like, oh, he was talking trash and backing it up. I respect that. You know, I respect that play.
Pete Maravich. Nobody else has been able to do anything with him so far.
Beautiful.
Well, what do you say? 27 points for Maravich, and we're 5.
Listen, this at some point, I'm filing out the game. You're not getting 60 points on me.
minutes, almost 6 minutes from halftime. He's an incredible performer. Another steal. Oh, the turnovers are killing the Knicks.
Good pass.
Kelly.
Oh, greatness. Beautiful.
And a 23.
Okay, so I can. All right, now some of the point guards that I mentioned, i.e., a Gary Payton or I don't want to throw any point guards under the bus, you know what I mean? But some of the point guards don't have the same basketball IQ that Pete has that I mentioned, okay? And that could be a great argument for me to push him to the top 10 because if I was building a franchise team and I wanted a point guard, do I take Derrick Rose? Do I take Pete? Do I take the thinker or do I take the God-given physical talent, force beyond nature? You know what I mean? But he couldn't stay healthy. You know what I mean? Derrick Rose, one of my favorite point guards of all time. You know what I mean? So it depends on what your style of play that you enjoy. You know, I could easily see Pete running one of my teams because he doesn't have an ego. A player that will make the best play of the game. He has an ego, but it doesn't take over his game. Like, he still will pass it to the right person at the right time versus just always wanting the shine for himself. Russell Westbrook, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Let's keep it going.
3-point lead. Here's a halftime NBA score. Golden State 52 and Buffalo 50. The Warriors have lost 3 in a row.
I mean, but I get that you couldn't put your hand on the side of the ball. It just looks so funny when he's trying to do his moves. But this is the beginning of this, I take it, right? Because as someone, I'm not bragging, but as someone, when I did play, I prided myself on my handles. So when I see his hand over top of the ball and everything and the way he's doing it, he kind of looks like a rookie to me, you know, but I get the rules were done. We're done different back then.
Score Golden State 52 and Buffalo 50.
Look at that weak left right hand to left movement what he's doing. You know what I mean? That's weak.
Have lost 3 in a row, and the Braves have won 4 straight. Joe Mulaney doing a fine job in Buffalo.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
You take somebody like Kyrie Irving, who's one of the most beautiful dribblers I've ever seen with the ball. The ball is on a string, you know, and the way he handles and just moves around, how the ball, whether he's doing a layup, whether he's dribbling, doesn't matter what he's doing. It's one of the most beautiful things to see, but the rules were a little bit more laxed, I take it, back then. This boy is housing in this game, though.
Great. Joe Mulaney doing a fine job in
hook
Buffalo.
shot.
Incredible.
How many things does he have in the arsenal?
Oh, absolutely incredible. 29 points. We've got 3.5 minutes left in this quarter, and it's been a nightmare.
Oof, behind the back. Now that's clean. That was beautiful.
It was so bad.
With the nice assist.
Nobody is missing at that end of the floor. This is not the largest deficit the Knicks have faced this year. Back on January 11th in the third quarter at Portland, they were down by 34.
Beautiful.
But it's approaching that as Maravich guns one up, and it's 63 to 32. A steal.
I didn't know he can throw people.
32.
I love when guards throw people.
Back on January 11th in the third quarter at Portland, they were down by 34. But it's approaching that as Maravich guns one up, and it's 63 to 32.
Get that shit out of here.
Steal.
Oh, too flashy.
And it's taken by Neminger.
Too flashy.
A steal.
It's disrespectful.
And it's taken by
See, he still had the power on it, too. How you throw a fast behind the back?
Neminger. That time the Jazz just rushed it up a little
fast
bit.
Fast pass.
And the Jazz keep it. No, it's stolen away by Beard. Up front,
all right, they're getting out of control. Somebody needs to call a timeout.
No good. Coleman rebounds. That was fine defense by Maravich. And a rebound by Coleman. I don't think the Knicks have had an offensive rebound in the quarter.
Maybe one. 2 minutes.
2 minutes left in the quarter as Howard Gibson scores down by Howard. And that will do it in the quarter.
This is a fun game.
There's Pistol Pete. What a first half he had. He shot 12 of 18. He also shot 7 for 7 in fouls, and he had 5 assists, which is the best figure for any player
and
on
one block
on either team as well. So in addition to scoring 31 points, you might say that he was accountable for 41
he had
the Jazz points.
A tremendous first half. He played a real fine all-around basketball game. The Knicks were not able to contain him at all. He pretty much did what he wanted to do out there, shooting a long jump shot.
You have to you have to let him get 20 assists. You can't let him just keep dominating. You're like, yo, he's just going to get other people are just going to have to get open. All right, at some point, for the pride of the organization, he can't score no more. All right, that's just bad coaching.
Try to help
you don't have nobody on the whole thing that can guard this guy. Stop
on
him.
Defense, but he's so quick. He was able to get his shots off. And again, a fine, outstanding offensive performance by Pistol Pete Maravich.
So it's 65-46. Maravich bailed it back as he came across midcourt in the air. Here's the shot by
Money. That's a spot.
Pete Maravich now with 33 points in the ball game. 69-48 New Orleans. Maravich almost tripped. Feeds to Griffin. Maravich said something to Tiki Burton. Tiki is picked off here.
I mean, if you can't see that he's looking for the green light every time he get that damn ball, all right, at some point you got to wake up.
I don't know how you stop him. He is too much.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm running out
I thought John Stockton was the best Jazz player.
things to say about Maravich.
Well, the story of this ball game is Pistol Pete Maravich. He is really doing it all. The Knicks trying to really give Bush Beard some help now defensively against Pistol, but nothing seems to work.
Stockton ain't got no highlights like that.
39 points for Maravich, and that matches his high against the Knicks. That matches the high for any single player in the NBA against New York this year.
I tell you, there's such a thing as a ball averages. Pistol will have to cool off pretty soon because he has not missed too many shots this season.
I think he defies that law and a few others sometimes. Otto Moore gets fed in the post, back to the Pistol, goes on a drive right to the basket, and it's good, and he's fouled, and he hit.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
He has not missed too many shots this season.
I think he defies that law.
In basketball, you need to be ambidextrous.
And a few others sometimes. Otto Moore gets fed in the post, back to the Pistol, goes on a drive right to the basket. It is good, and he's
You know, he
fouled.
might be a lefty, though. I haven't paid
And he
attention.
has hit for the highest number of points of any player against the Knicks this year. He's got 41.
And he made another great
Like,
offense.
even though I'm right-handed and hooping, I favor my left. You know, I tend to I go to my left, and then people try to play me to my left, thinking I'm left-handed, and then I go to the right.
The move, that time going to his left, going around Tom McMillan, and Tom pushing him as he goes up for a shot.
Maravich at the foul line adds the point. Now it is 80 to 50.
Getting it done at the free throw line. Another thing I consider a characteristic of the greats, unless you're an exception to the rule like Shaq, who was so dominant in other aspects of the game. Who cares if he could barely hit those free throws? He hit them when they count.
58 New Orleans.
They were pretty successful in the first half with them.
10 points for Shelton. Here's Maravich dribbling through that press.
Push
He's going to go in
on the
and
whole
shoot on the
team.
right. It's good, and he was.
That's disrespectful. One man push.
They were pretty successful in the first half with them.
10 points for Shelton.
You-
Here's
you-
Maravich
you're not doing
dribbling through
anything
that
either.
press. He's going to go
Come
in and
on,
drive,
man.
shoot on the right. It's good, and he was fouled. And Pistol ran right over top. A cameraman perched at courtside. Boy, he looks like he wants that new career high tonight.
Well, it's awfully tough to press a man with his dribbling ability. You'll watch him here beating Lonnie Shelton. Monroe coming over, and he just goes right around Earl here.
Change
Earl bumps
direction.
him as he goes
Right
up for a shot.
hand.
He makes a three-point play out of it.
Beautiful.
That's right. He hits the foul. That's his 46th point. Monroe, no good. Rebound.
Rebounds.
But they're going to have to score a
This
little.
isn't just a 68-point games. This is like one of them created player dominant games type. You know what he's doing? He's blocking shots. He's getting rebounds. He's bringing the ball up court. He's scoring. Okay, he's doing everything. I like players that play on both sides of the ball, just as passionate. Those are the greatest players.
Better than that. Take advantage of these opportunities on the missed shots.
Maravich still working for shots. Here goes the Pistol. Double team. Score it.
Okay, now that's just big boy stuff right there. Okay, that's just big boy. This is probably the strongest play. One
A
of
little
them.
better than that. Take advantage of these opportunities on the missed shots.
Size this dude up.
Maravich
Out of my
still
face.
working
Look at this. Over two dudes.
for shots. Here goes the Pistol. Double team. Score it.
Little dude.
Maravich now with 48 points.
You watch Maravich here making a move against.
He was a nobody.
Between his legs, then he gets a little screen there. Comes around. McAdoo
Hands
comes
up.
to help. Earl comes to help. But
Come
to
on,
no
man.
avail.
Knicks have cut the margin in half. The Jazz once led it
Cash.
by
Off balance.
33. Well, there's Maravich hitting his 50th point.
The flow state.
One away from a career high. His career high coming into the year was 50, but he had that 51-point game in December. A jumper by the Pistol. A career high for Maravich. 52 points.
Beautiful.
Maravich
Man.
with a new career
I would have loved to have been at this game.
bar. And he does it with 9 minutes left in the ball game. And you folks watching on television tonight are seeing the best offensive game in Maravich's history. He's played professional ball for 7 years.
Well, Knicks has tried everything and everybody on the Pistol, and nobody's worked out too well.
He's still shooting. 54 and still counting.
Crazy.
I'm going to run out of room on the score sheet here in a minute.
Right.
102-87.
Still, nobody on the other team can figure out who's about to shoot the ball. I guess back then they hadn't created the double team play. That wasn't the play that existed back then.
Here in a minute. 102-87. The pistol
Cash.
firing for 56. He's got it. 56 points.
Well, he's incredible. He had a cold streak for a while where he missed about 3 or 4 shots. Now he can't miss anything. Oh, yeah. He's playing like he wants.
See, I'm a rule breaker at that point. You know, I would have been like, hey, all right, I got him. All right. Not that I could do anything with Pete. I'm just thinking if I was an NBA player, you know, my mindset.
58 he's got. Here they go, and he gets a layup to hit 60.
Wow. Beautiful pass.
Here they go, and he
Beautiful
gets a layup
finish.
to hit 60. You're watching basketball history for Pete Maravich tonight. 60 big ones. And this is the highest single game for any player in the NBA this year. Otto
What an ugly
Moore's pass
shot.
out is blocked, but the Jazz recover it. Here's the pistol. Sees some daylight, goes in, lay it up. Good. No.
Not the fake out. You know, he's going to pretend like he's going to set up again and then just change directions.
Recover it.
And he just fell for it.
Here's the pistol.
No, I'm going back.
Daylight goes in, lay it
Over
up.
both of y'all.
No, a charge. A charging foul on pistol.
What?
And that is his 5th personal foul.
Man, get out of here.
Running pistol, Pete. And that ball came in and went
Stop
off
it.
of Dean's hands, they call. They're looking for him.
Aaron James inside. Look at that move.
Was that pistol?
Hands, they call. They're looking for him.
Aaron James inside.
My goodness.
Look at that move.
Dean's hands, they call. They're looking for him.
Aaron James inside.
What a move. A big boy move. He gets in the post, doesn't even turn around, and just embarrasses this guy.
Came in and went off of Dean's hands, they call. They're looking
Cut.
for him.
Aaron James inside. Look at that move.
Big men don't. That's how big men play, are supposed to play anyway. You know what I mean? With their back to the basket, that's the advantage they have. He's using his body to straight dominate this dude in the post.
Maravich backed into Meminger. What a basket. He's got 63. 113 to 91. New Orleans on top. The crowd rooting for Pete every time he comes up the floor. Knicks trying to double team him now.
Oof, good
Dean
pass.
has the task of trying to contain him, and that's a hard job to do.
Here he uses
Can't
the pick
miss.
and scores again. And look at his teammates rooting for him. Look at Coleman.
Can't miss.
Coleman leaped into the air when he scored.
Historic.
65 for the pistol. 2:14 remaining. The pistol with 66 right now. Here's a basket for him if he
At
can.
this point, the other team is just mentally defeated. You know, you're defeated at this point mentally. There's no fight. You're gonna give up the turnover, but of all people, you're gonna give it up to the guy that's embarrassing you.
The pistol with
Look at that.
66 right now. Here's a basket for him if he can convert.
Oof, the stop. He knew he could stop his momentum.
68 for Maravich.
Another
And a
one?
steal.
Oh,
Look
my
at him
goodness.
fight for this ball. The pistol's doing it all.
High school.
A great ball game. Traveling.
Treating these boys like kids.
And the crowd is going wild here at the Superdome.
Wonder what kind of contract he's going to ask for after this ball game.
Well, he ought to call his agent in right away. Out the pistol. Goes on a drive. He's out of the ball game. They called him with an
Okay, this is definitely one of the best games I've ever seen from a point guard.
offensive foul, and that will foul him out of the ball game with 1:18 to go. Listen to the hand he gets with 68 points. They are announcing that it's the highest total by a guard in the history of the National Basketball Association.
Well, you got to give it to him. He put on a performance this evening.
So tell me those other guys also had to go to work when he was done. Like they all worked at like factories or had a different job at a desk somewhere and they were just hooping on the weekends. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. All right. You know, but it's one of the things I knock because I'm like, if he was playing against some elite point guards playing against, like, let's say this matchup, this is one of his best games. Now, of course, a 68-point game is not going to be against another elite point guard. But just saying, if there was a lot of other elite point guards at the time playing against that, they're not going to let anything like that happen. All right. You know, it's going to be, he's going to get guarded. But even even a regular guy doing that against some guys at the YMCA would be amazing, let alone doing it against real athletes. So I give him his props. And, yeah, I might have pushed him up to the top 10 for sure, just based off of this game alone. What do you guys think in the comment section below? Who should I explore next? What video? Let me know in the comment section. And don't forget to like the video if you want to see more sports commentary on this channel. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that good stuff. And I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace.
I did it.